Hello, welcome to Dundrell's podcast. I'm your host Justin. Today we're reviewing the Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage, or Venom Let There Be Carnage, which is directed by Andy Serkis, who is a famous actor, and you'll know from like the Lord of the Rings films. He did the motion capture for Gollum, which we're going to review Fellowship of the Ring on Sunday, right? And he was also in this World War I horror movie I tried to watch, Death Watch. I was not a huge fan. Oh, and we're going to digivolve some of our Digimon to Mega. So we're going to do him first, Ragemon. And the movie stars Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock. We finally got Imperial Dramon. Right? And we're going to get Metal Groomon, but he level capped at 31, so we can't get his special attack. So we're going to have to digivolve him. That sucks. We got Michelle Williams as his girlfriend. Naomie Harris plays Shriek in the film. What movies have I seen this chick in, man? Isn't she a British actress? You got Reed Scott as the Dan. Stephen Graham plays a cop in the movie. He was also in, oh my god, why is Metal Groomon, like, on camera he looks blue, but on my TV he looks purple. What the fuck is up with that? Why is he purple? Oh my god. That's crazy. Oh my god. And you got Peggy Lou as Mrs. Chen, and Woody Harrelson plays what was his name again? He plays Carnage in the movie, right? He plays like a serial killer, Cletus something, right? And this movie, by the way, if people are wondering were the rumors true, because like Andy Serkis on Pride, I think on Pride Month or whatever, said like, you know, Cletus Cassie, that's his name. Like Andy Serkis said that Venom was going to be gay in this movie, and it was more like, you know, he shows up at Venom shows up at like a gay like nightclub or whatever, or gay parade or something, which is San Francisco. They would probably have a lot of those. And like, yeah, he's like, it's my coming out party. I'm finally out of Eddie Brock, right? Because like in the movie, Venom is constantly complaining to Brock that, hey, you don't let me go out. You know, you don't let me eat human brains, and I need human brains to live. I can't live off chicken and, like, you know, chocolate forever. Apparently, a certain chemical in, like, human brains is also in, like, chocolate. And that's why, like, you know, he needs it or whatever. Alright. We're just gonna move over some of our Mega Digimon, right? Because we're going to the final, I hope it's the fucking final domain. God damn it. This game. I was gonna play a fighting game while doing this, but I was like, fuck, dude, I want to beat this game already. I want to beat this game this weekend. Right? So, yeah, the story for this movie is basically you have this, Venom and Eddie Brock are having relationship troubles. Oh my god. Relationship troubles, right? And also, the movie introduces, like, you know, you see a young Cletus Cassidy in like a mental asylum / prison, right? Where he fallen in love with this black woman played by Naomie Harris, who is also a criminal who has superpowers, right? She has basically Black Canary's ultrasonic scream powers, right? Which very bad like matchup, right? Oh man, I need that. Ah, fuck it. So yeah, what up fucking sorry. What ends up happening is she tries to escape, right? She tries to escape the prison transfer, right? Um, and like she ends up, getting her eye shot out by a cop and like uh, deafens him with in one ear with her like powers, right? And it's Stephen, and it turns out to be Stephen Graham, who's now a detective who really hates Eddie Brock for some reason, right? Who hates Eddie Brock, right? Which you can't really blame him, right? You can't. Right? He hates Eddie Brock, right? And apparently Eddie Brock um, was requested to meet up with Cletus Cassidy in jail to tell him his life story. But before he can do that, he wants Eddie Brock to print like a secret message for him, which is supposed to be like a message to his girlfriend who's in some kind of facility for, we assume, criminals with superpowers, right? Right, and like he does that, but like while while um, Eddie was there, Venom was memorizing all the shit on the walls, right? And Eddie Brock and Venom do some detective work, and they find out that the shit on the walls were specific places that that had hidden that had like dead bodies there, right? So they go to the cops. The cops find dead bodies, and Cletus Cassidy gets sentenced to death. But before that, he meets up with they Eddie Brock goes back to meet Cletus Cassidy, and Cletus Cassidy tells him his life story, where when he was a kid, he killed his grandma, then he killed his mom, and his dad beat the crap out of him, and sent him to gave him up and sent him to like all boys like school / orphanage, which I would have led with the last one to gain sympathy. Right, because he doesn't come off as a sympathetic person when you told someone, "Oh, before your dad started beating the shit out of you, you killed your grandmother and mom." So it seemed like your dad beating the crap out of you was justified, even if you were a kid, right? Yeah. So what ends up happening? Cletus Cassidy's like, "You broke I wish my heartbreak onto you," and steals Eddie's like recorder that he set up right on the bars. Eddie goes to get it back, and then like Cletus bites his thumb and gets his blood, which has a piece of Venom in it, right? The symbiote. So what ends up happening is he develops from that piece of blood, he swallows it and develops his own symbiote, which is a red one, which red ones are supposed to be really bad, and it turns into Carnage, right? So using Carnage, he breaks out of prison on the day of his execution, right? And while that happened, Eddie and Venom get into an argument over who does what, who's the important one, and Venom is jealous that Eddie gets all that they're superheroes, but Eddie gets all the credit and Venom doesn't get any, right? So they have this couples quarrel where Venom starts fucking trashing Eddie's apartment, throws out his $2,000 or $4,000 TV, I forget what it was, and And Venom leaves Eddie's body, and he's like, "Thank God, he finally left." And then you hear some trashing going on, right? So in the outside, and Eddie sees like Venom has taken over somebody else's body, and in broad daylight is destroying like Eddie's like motorcycle, right? Which was a different motorcycle from the beginning of the film. I guess it was supposed to be like all like some time has passed, because like in beginning of the movie, he has like a black helmet that has like a Black Lives Matter like sticker on it, and then like he has like a red helmet like later on, which he has like a Ducati motorcycle, right? Yeah, not that that's important. So like then once Eddie finds out that Carnage breaks out of prison, which Carnage helps Cletus break out his girlfriend, but obviously doesn't like his girlfriend because of the sonic scream powers, which can obviously hurt symbiotes. That and fire, right? He helps him, so like they'll go out and kill Venom, right? And once Eddie finds out that like, oh shit, Cletus broke out of jail and has like this monster, which he assumes is a symbiote. He needs like Venom back, which he sends his girlfriend to go look, his ex-girlfriend, which is a funny scene where like they go to a restaurant, and Venom thinks that like, oh, like she broke up with the doctor, and she's really there to like tell like Eddie that all that she's getting married to the doctor. Right, which the doctor was kind of annoying in the movie until like the end, where like the climax happens at a church where Cassidy marries Shriek, and then like had kidnapped Michelle Williams' character, which I forget her name, and like Eddie goes there to save her, right? And like Dan helps in the middle of the fight by pouring fuel on like Carnage, and then like with a torch lighting it on fire. So that was an awesome scene, right? Overall, I enjoyed the movie, but like the movie has its problems, right? Oh, and the movie, the post-credit scene, right, which is actually like halfway through the credits, is just them like hanging out on a beach, right? And well, they're on vacation, Eddie and Venom, and Venom like shares some of his hive memory of the alien race, which turns out to be part of this. If you read the comics, part of this demon god or whatever called Null. I think that's his name. And like something weird happens, and it's implied that they get transported to a different universe, and they're watching TV, and they're watching the J.K. Simmons report on like Peter Parker Spider-Man, right? So that I had heard there was a Spider-Man cameo at the end of the movie, but really disappointed it was Tom Holland and not Andrew Garfield. I want Andrew Garfield back as Spider-Man. Fuck Tom Holland. But I'm not gonna say it, but there's I don't think that's gonna fucking happen. I'm really sick of Tom Holland. Like, his movies are good, but he's a shitty Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, his movies, from what I remember, were okay. I never saw Amazing Spider-Man 2, but like, I have it. I'm gonna review it at some point. I lost the DVDs, actually. So I should go into what my thoughts are in the movie. One, they fuck up. I didn't like the whole romance theme, the whole romance between Shriek and like Venom. I didn't give a shit, to be honest. Like they're like homicidal like maniacs. I could give a shit if they got back together we're happy, right? Two, they see the detective gets like superpowers or some shit. So I don't know what the fuck is going on there. Like, that's the thing where I don't read a lot of Venom comics. They kept name dropping Lethal Protector, right, which I thought was dumb. I'm really getting sick. I think that, I don't know who started this, but the whole symbiotes talking and having their own personalities really ruins the characters, in my opinion, because they're Venom and Carnage used to be so intimidating in the comics, in the cartoons, but now that they talk and they make fucking stupid jokes, right, in the movie, right, even Carnage makes stupid jokes, right, it just ruins the characters, and they're no longer intimidating, which they would have fixed that if they had, like, if the movie was rated R and you saw lots of gore, right? There's no gore in the movie. Venom does say the F word, right? The regular F word, not the offensive F word, right? I love how we're against, like, I fucking hate PC culture because, like, we're against offensive shit, but we're okay with cursing, like saying fucking shit all the time, right? That's not offensive, but like saying like words, other words are offensive. It's like, what the fuck, dude? There are people who get offended when you take the Lord name and say God damn it, right? Which my fucking super religious cousin took her family to a restaurant, and like the waitress said God damn it in front of them while taking their order, and she tried to get her fired. It's like, oh my god. It's like, not everybody gets offended by that. Fucking A, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know, to me it's just like, the movie, if anybody's wondering, is the movie woke? Yes, the movie is woke, but it's not like, except for the one scene where, like, Venom is hanging out with the gay people and he's making this speech and they think he's talking about immigration when he's really talking about aliens and shit, like himself, which he turns out not to be an alien if you read the comics. Which I was going to review more Donny Cates comics until I found out him and his wife are fucking Satanists. So it's like, fuck that. I'm not buying and reviewing more Donny Cates books. Maybe if they're on sale, but like, fuck that, dude. I'm not supporting some Satanist cocksucker. It's one thing when you're a liberal and you hate me and my fellow conservatives, but when you're like a fucking Satanist, it's like, you worship the devil unironically, right? And have this imagined moral support, fuck. You know what I mean? He thinks he is this liberal Satanist cocksucker thinks he's better than people like us, right? Because we think differently on him when we think we have different political opinions, when this fucking asshole literally worships the fucking devil, dude. Right? Are you fucking shitting me? Go fuck yourself. I'm not buying your fucking books no more, asshole. You literally unironically worship the devil and think you're a better person than me and my fellow conservatives. It's like, go fuck yourself, Donny Cates, man. You're a fucking delusional asshole. And even fellow I watched like a live stream where when the whole like Texas ban like abortion thing or whatever happened, and like Satanists were like, oh, we'll do abortions and it's covered. He was promoting that like the Church of Satan we're doing abortions and it's legal because it's covered under religious practices. And like, dude, you're making us say the Satanists were triggered by Donny Cates and his fucking cringe wife. Oh, because they were making them look bad. So even his fellow Satanist fucking hates him, man. Right? But that's really annoyed me that he got like a thank you at the end of this movie, right? Well, him and a bunch of other people, right? So like, what did I think about the movie? I really hated, like, you know, how they handled, and I know they did this with Venom in the first movie, but the fact that they did with Carnage too, right? Which Carnage used to be scary as fuck, intimidating as fuck. I remember reading like New Avengers where they all fought Carnage and they were getting the Avengers were getting their ass kicked. It wasn't until like random Superman character shows up. Like the first appearance of like Sentry shows up and saves, right? By flying fucking Carnage into the sun, which ironically that's how he was killed in Dark Event in like Siege or whatever by Thor. I don't know, man. They ruined Carnage, right? And they kill him in the movie, by the way. Like Venom's like, fuck this guy, like bites his head off, right? Which I don't have a problem with that, but yeah, I don't know. The movie, I think as a superhero movie, MCU movie, it's fine. It's like a 7, it's like a 6 out of 10. But like, you know, they really ruined these characters, man. But overall, I still like Tom Hardy, and I still like Venom. I just kind of wish that these characters were more intimidating and more scary. So that's the end of this review, guys. My next movie review, I'm thinking of either reviewing Gamera 2 or Saturday Morning Mystery, which is supposed to be like a horror comedy that's like, you know, like parodying Scooby-Doo. I heard it's good. I don't know. We'll find out. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about Venom. And do you think Venom is going to show up? Venom is going to show up in the next Spider-Man movie? It's implied here that he's supposed to show up. I don't know. Alright.